All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the broadcast here, the Dota 2 Champions League coming at you on what is our second series, our final series of the quarterfinals even, a best out of three. Cloud9 going up against Cerberus here in this best out of three matchup now, and looking forward to this one. Cloud9, again, one of the event favorites even coming into the Dota 2 Champions League. But like we keep going back to, if this event is really showing us anything, it's that upsets definitely are very possible. And Cerberus is another one of these up-and-coming teams. So we'll see what they're able to do against the likes of the very solid Cloud9 here in game number one. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Z-Rock once again. Hopefully you enjoyed your break there, Z-Rock. Got some Dota action.
Good second morning. I enjoyed my break immensely.
Nice.
I love these tournaments. C9 definitely, hands down, I think they're the favorite. I don't think you can even put another team on the same level, technically. I mean, they easily have the most veteran players, for sure, or at least the ones doing best right now. I guess veteran, the old VP lineup, Team Spirit. But, yeah, these tournaments are fun because for a team like C9, they're willing to try new things in a semi-competitive environment here like this to see if they work. And if they happen to lose out on some of these, that happens. And then you've got teams like Cerberus that are basically kind of coming out of nowhere that are willing to try off-the-wall strategies to try to beat these higher-tier teams and see if they can and come out with wins. And it's led to some really fun drafts. We saw an Alchemist earlier. The Veno's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
We even saw a Bloodseeker carry.
We did see a Bloodseeker carry. It didn't work out too well in the end, but we did actually see that. Yeah, no, this event has definitely been good for that. I 100% agree with you there, and it's no doubt been entertaining from that aspect. And again, it's going into it, we had a lot of these matches. To be blunt, it's like, yeah, okay, we're gonna have some rollovers here, and it wouldn't get good until later on in the tournament, maybe the semifinals. That's not been the case. We've had very entertaining games, surprisingly, but also a good surprising. That we've had them. So looking forward to seeing that kind of continue here with, again, Cerberus as they start with the Slaughter and the Weaver. So they do have some minus armor synergy there to kick it off. But Sniper on the other side of Cloud9, no Baby Knight, known for a bit of Sniper.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, Sniper was first banned out the entire first series of the day. Seems to be like this is the up-and-coming pick. Very pressure-heavy mid laner that also scales well with items. It kind of fits the bill really well for the way things are going, especially with Lifestealer falling out of the meta a little bit.
Yeah.
When Lifestealer is a premium pick, Sniper is not picked up very often because Lifestealer plus a delivery method is a very, very, very dead Sniper.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see what Cerberus decides to go here. The Weaver can be an interesting semi-counter to Sniper because Shikuchi is maximum movement speed. He's not worried about the shrapnel damage, slowing him as he's running through that. But very low base HP pool. So all it takes is 1 or 2 stuns in the early game, and this Weaver could just fall over like paper. So we'll have to see what they decide to go to support this Weaver here.
Start with the Disruptor as far as the main support, being that 5 roll. So, a good one at that. And brings a kinetic field to Static Storm. Of course, the Glimpse, always going to be great for bringing back. Not necessarily the greatest lockdown against the likes of a Sniper, but
10 seconds
kinetic field will help keep him in place at least.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
And we got to see last game, the Glimpse really was MVP of last game alone.
Reserve time.
Yeah, very, very strong tool, especially if you can get that leveled up, especially maxed out as soon as possible. The range becomes absolutely absurd, and thus sets up some nice kills or even a good getaway tool for teammates. But yeah, Cloud9 always this is one of these higher tier teams on the competitive scene that I feel like is not afraid to be different. They really do reach outside the box several times when I feel like I watch their matches, and we're gonna kind of see that here as a Night Stalker comes out in the third pick. I overall have not been very impressed with the Night Stalker picks, man. I really have not. So I'm already kind of feeling bad again, but. Who knows?
Night Stalker's influence in a game is really subtle. A lot of what he does is provide vision control, map control. The darkness is not to be underwhelmed as you're reducing the enemy vision. It does a lot of these things that are very hard to quantify and, he didn't kill this person, but maybe he got you ward control. You get an early gem up on him in Ags at like 20, 25 minutes, and then you get Roshans from there on out because you control the vision. But yeah, it's not like an explosive support. It's not something that's going to come out and be like, oh man, he's winning them the game. But yeah, I like the pick. I think it has a purpose. It's just whether or not he can actually
10
get to that
seconds
point.
remaining.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
5
It's
seconds remaining.
definitely hard to appreciate as a spectator, what he ultimately is doing, and again, always that scare presence of the
Reserve
nighttime
time.
itself is definitely an impact. But again, overall, the results haven't necessarily been the prettiest from at least my experience. But and usually when we did see it again, it was in response, if anything, to the coddle pickup on the other side. You kind of the dark versus night response. So not seeing that here. They're just straight up going the Night Stalker because they like the idea of the roam and presence that he brings, I guess. So the kind of impact he has. And also where he's going to be played, because I know we've seen both the off lane as well as even the 4 Night Stalker. Looks like it's going to be an off lane.
Team ban.
That's Rubik.
Yeah, it really does.
So an off lane Night Stalker. Not sure. Well, you expect actually probably going to go up against the Weaver here.
Well, I'm almost wondering at this point if Cloud9's not going to aggro tri lane,
10
or
seconds remaining.
it depends a lot on what Cerberus decides to do for their lanes here.
5 seconds remaining.
It's looking like Nick's off lane. If I'm C9, I'm probably banning out the Invoker here, just to not give the Invoker and 2-stun synergy. But if they could find a way to isolate the Night Stalker versus Weaver in a 1v1 somehow, it's an insanely good matchup for the Weaver. Or for the Night Stalker, sorry. Void just destroys Weaver in the early game. But yeah, at this point it looks like it's going to be a carry Weaver, would be my guess. You've got both supports and an offlaner here no matter what. So yeah, it's going to be carry Weaver. Cerberus is looking for their mid.
Well,
C9, go ahead.
I'm looking at Cerberus's first game against Hive in the first round, which that's the only game we kind of have for
Radiant
information.
team ban.
They had a very similar. They actually had Slaughter, Disruptor, and Nyx in that game as well. They had a Slark instead of the Weaver, but then they had a Shadow Fiend to finish off. So
Okay.
see if they go that route again.
Yeah, and a Shadow Fiend would be perfectly fine here too. The only problem is if you're C9 here, I think you're a little more scared of Sunstrikes, because that global map presence, especially if you're playing Sniper, is terrifying. It's really hard to get tanky enough that you're not going to die to Nyx Sunstrike at any point in the game. And I think you're more okay giving up the Shadow Fiend than you are the Invoker.
Whether or not they have a confident Invoker player is the other thing to keep in mind. But as we suggested that, we talked about that yesterday, and I know you suggested, hey, the Sunstrike spam shouldn't be too difficult, and that with the Nyx set up and should ideally be pretty realistic. So yeah, they are going to take it away
Radiant team pick.
as an option right here. So Shadow Fiend definitely jumps to the top of the list now as a potential pick for Cerberus. Cloud9, though, they still need their one position. Their safe lane.
Yeah. Lifestealer's still on the board, but you don't have a good delivery method for him. Jug just got banned out. Slark's gone. The options are getting limited. Something like the CK could be very effective here. We saw that ran yesterday to great success. I think it could absolutely come out as a strong pick here.
Or what about something like a... Oh, you know what? I was going to say Drow, but that is initially banned, so... Not going to see the Drow. That could have definitely worked here.
10 seconds remaining.
But Cerberus...
Yeah, it definitely could have. I'm leaning towards something more like the CK just because it's a tankier carry. You've already got this glass cannon damage from the sniper coming out of the back. Okay, Troll works. We've seen a lot of teams playing with Troll in this patch already.
Yeah, he's definitely popped up quite a bit. We've seen a little bit of different areas he's been ran. I mean, middle sometimes, but at that short lane, and you'd expect that here, of course, with the sniper pick ending up in the mid. The good synergy there, though. You got of course, the battle trance going to be very effective for sniper to drop towers and be useful for pushing. So, the thing with Troll, though, I guess he also kind of brings some strong gank presence too. I was going to say he seems like more for push and Night Stalker then it kind of feels out of place a little bit, but they do have a lot of gank. The more I'm looking at it, you get that the Shadow Blade on a Troll Warlord, and he can jump people pretty effectively. That Silver Edge did get nerfed though as a potential item for him.
Yeah, I think we're much more likely to see C9 try to group up and do things as a team. You generally don't want to be running around trying to gank when there's a Nyx on the other team because you can spend so much time in Vendetta. We talked yesterday about how even at level 2, the cooldown is almost the same as the duration on Vendetta. So when he can be invis running around the map that whole time until your Night Stalker gets a gem online, which normally won't come until the Ags, it's hard to do that. So I would much more guess we're going to see something like a Drums or a Vlad's on the Troll and then a team fight oriented set of builds from Cloud9, and then they're going to look to push early.
Ember Spirit, the final pick. So it is going to be a mid-Ember here. Go that direction instead of the Shadow Fiend. Remember, we saw Ember yesterday getting a Battle Fury event, so we kind of saw it going back to the old school days, and ultimately didn't work out in the end for that matchup there, but it'd be kind of fun to see that potentially again here. But that magic build is more the routine still.
Yeah, we saw the Ember just not be able to come online at all. So I doubt we're going to see that carry Ember really come back how it was. I think we could still see variations on it, where it's like a Maelstrom into a Bloodthorn or something like that. But I don't think we're ever going to see the Battle Fury crit Divine Rapier build that we used to see.
5 seconds remaining.
If you want to watch that, there's plenty of YouTube highlights. Eternal Envy had a pretty cool Rapier Roche steal once.
Oh, yeah.
He slided into the Roche pit, got the kill, and picked up the Aegis.
GG. Sounds like it has had potential to be pretty strong and was fun to watch at times, but I also know it also calls for very drawn-out games and split push, and it's so hard to kill, so it just was very difficult to deal with. So, but yeah, the likelihood of seeing that nowadays. But and then I guess that the next question is, if that's not going to be the case, then does he get the Veil of Discord? That's kind of been the other hot topic lately with Ember Spirit. There's been a lot of passing that item up and just going straight into bots and Maelstrom and whatnot. So.
Yeah, and we'll have to see the magic damage. Like, when you look at this lineup here with this Ember, it doesn't look like they have a lot of magic damage, right? But the Weaver Shikuchi is a lot of damage in the early game, and that is magic. You've also got the Disruptor's Thunderstrike does a surprising amount of magic damage. Static Storm is not to be underestimated. Really a huge damage ability if they're in the whole thing. But I would guess we're going to probably see that hybrid build with, the early bots, something, and then a Blink Dagger, a Lincoln's or something like that. More the utility.
Yeah, gonna have to deal with a lot of silence. Well, I guess, okay, never mind, he's on. I thought Cerberus on the same team as Night Stalker, but separate teams. But Night Stalker will bring that silence that could definitely have an effect against Ember Spirit in terms of trying to be mobile. So something that also Weaver is gonna have to be a little careful about, being locked down by such ability. But a Night Stalker going to end up in the offlane, being played by Hesta Ron. He gets the early Poor Man Shield here. Feels like that almost could be the routine build now, especially with that change. And just get that PMS right away. Weaver going to head towards that top lane, the 4 Iron Branch build. Get those stats on. Noya plays a lot of Ogre Magi. If I was to look up his Dota buff, I feel like that would be probably the top of his list.
Yeah, and starting with that Herb of Venom too, looking to just run at people with Ignite at level 1. The question is going to be, does he do it to the Ember middle, or does he try to pressure the Nyx out of bottom? Nyx notoriously hard to pressure with the high base armor, the pretty disgusting HP regen. So very, very difficult just to run a Nyx out of lane, especially if you're trying to do it alone.
Neither side going to be looking to contest the runes, at least just yet. Doesn't seem like they're positioned to do so either, so probably going to be an even 2-2 split. Both going to protect their own sides right here. And I feel like that's kind of become the norm. Like, especially when 7.0 first came out, there was people trying all these things, contesting for the runes very heavily and trying to sneak in, and that's still very possible, but it seems like it has resulted in more of just the static play lately.
Yeah, people are trying to just be a little more calm about it, especially for the teams that think they have the better draft. And this game, to be honest, I think is very even. It's going to hinge a lot on the mid lane matchup. The Sniper versus Ember is very tilted on whichever one gets the first kill. Ember obviously struggles more to CS in this because Sniper is going to just pressure with Shrapnel. But if Ember does get a level ahead or so, he can just pop the Flame Guard, and if he ever gets in Chains range, that Sniper will more than likely just die. So see a lot of pressure probably put on in the early game. I like Noya's choice here to come middle, throw the Ignite, pressure a little bit, and we're probably going to see Arrow having to do the same thing on Slaughter just to try to answer the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, Noya doesn't level up the Ignite just yet, but probably going to be coming again. You mentioned that Orb of Venom as well, so Ember Spirit having to be careful about that. Slaughter, I believe he got pinged out right there, so they're aware that he's here, but Noya obviously really doesn't care too much. He just walks right up, starts putting an auto attack. Slaughter going to make his way in, though. In fact, Slaughter's the one that gets the Ignite, actually, so yeah, look at that. Already at half-life. Jeez. So much damage. Obviously, the assistance from Sniper on top of that, and Noya has to fall back. Pops the salve, though. Gonna go right back. But middle lane, gonna be fun to watch. Keep an eye on here. Both supports trying to assist their mids. Definitely feels
And it's
like
a dance, right? It's between making effective harassment while trying not to leech too much XP. So you're going to see the positioning. Slaughter doing a little bit better on that part, but Noya is just so threatening standing here.
Yeah, Baby Knight's just sitting on the uphill and they're going to get a pretty big push right here into the tower, so Ember Spirit ideally should be able to soak up some experience. Get a couple last hits thrown in here. But we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Taking a look at the other lanes, though, it's set up to be, of course, the safe lane farmer should have a great time in both cases. Troll's having a good time at the bottom lane, and then you got Weaver at the top lane. Shouldn't find too much difficulty.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember the last time we saw Nyx left 1v1 against somebody, it was the Juggernaut, and it was so miserable for the Jug because the Nyx just took mana burn at 2 and mana burned everything out of him. And a Jug without spin is way more vulnerable. Troll doesn't really care nearly as much about his mana. If he has to man fight you early on, he will. And I think this is a much safer laning setup than the last time we saw this kind of a matchup.
That middle lane, they are going to pop the Shrine right here, and for good reason, because they both got so low. Baby Knight just misplaced this second Shrapnel, actually. He could have finished off Slaughter, but he misplaced it behind him, and he also could have maybe tried to go for the Ember Spirit instead. It was more in their face, a little bit low as well, but again, he really wanted that kill on Slaughter, ended up missing it, so they both ended up staying alive, so no first blood just yet, but clearly the pressure so far in favor of Cloud9. As bottom lane, Nyx could be in some trouble. He'll survive, but takes a lot of auto attacks there. As, oh yeah, Troll did get that poor man shield at the bottom lane, so getting that.
Yeah, when you know you're going to be left alone, you almost have to. It's the only way you're going to make okay trades and not take too much damage.
I saw top lane, Hesido Rotten was up in the face of Disruptor, kind of forcing him back. And as we see back at base currently, but possibly TP back in and try to continue the harassment. But Night Stalker level 2, make it level 3 coming up here. Seems like the start is all right, as, oh, that's a DC. Good old Troll Warlord. To wait for him to come back in here, but Rubik been doing support things.
That he has. Got to pull off, so he has some experience, but definitely not a ton so far in this game. And it's going to be interesting, because if you look at both of these lineups, C9 wants to group in 5-man, but yet Cerberus' lineup counters it fairly well. Static Storm, Crush, Nyx Vendetta, and Stun, like they have very good team fight. So for once, I don't want to give a clear edge or a win condition to either team. I actually think this is one of the most balanced games at draft that we've had this whole tournament. And they're both going to be playing very, very similar playstyles, which is very different from what we've seen so far with the Alchemist pick or the Venom mid all having a very specific objective. So
yeah,
I'm curious to see how this game pans out.
Neither team really reaching out, with their draft here. It's not necessarily very standard. It's just, very safe in a lot of ways as far as the picks and whatnot go, the draft overall. The Impale going to miss at the bottom lane, trying to harass Ace right there a little bit, but missing the Impale. It does have Slaughter roaming around. Maybe going to try to go on a Rise right here. Rise just going to toss around the Nyx, but now realizing that here comes the pressure. Impale, can he land it? Needs to be able to get this kill, possibly.
He wants the Crush first.
The Crush first. There we go. He's waiting for that. But meanwhile, Slaughter's dropping fast. Troll's going to get the kill on him. Rubik did die first, though. First blood in favor of the Nyx Assassin. That was a race to the death right there. And in the middle lane, they get the kill on Ember Spirit to top it all off. So despite giving up the first blood, I think the overall outcome favoring Cloud9. Hesido Rotten, though, he may fall to top lane. That bug on him. That should be enough. All right. All of a sudden we get action.
Wow. Nothing and then kills across all 3 lanes.
Yeah. Good old 2 kills for either side, but even with that, I mean, Cloud9.
Ooh, bottom.
Well, Trolls. Oh yeah, that was a stick actually.
A gift from the tempest
Use
of
right
battle.
there. Jeez, that was really close.
Baby Knight's in some trouble here mid though.
That's gonna walk out. He's gonna throw down the shrapnel. Picks up a regen. Not gonna regen much life, but yeah, he's gonna keep on moving. The Crush eventually hits. Here comes those chains, and that Flame Guard gonna wear off though. Oh, that's unfortunate timing. They eventually wear off, and now Arrow's the one in a lot of trouble. He throws out a Crush on Noya, but he's just going to be run down so much slow. And Baby Knight went from being in trouble to getting the turn kill.
Yeah, and C9 does have the potential to do that all game between the Whirling Axes, ranged form slow, the Shrapnel, the Ignite. There's so much damage if fights aren't quick. And Cerberus' lineup does not take fights quick.
this another Ember Spirit dead? No, he's got bottle charges here, so he'll survive through it, but clearly the pressure continues. His CS isn't the greatest either, and understandable how much harassment he is taking. 23-4 Sniper, 13-3 Ember Spirit here. But at least Weaver at the top lane is having a good time, and he's got one of the Band of Elf skin here, but now he's got the... He actually has Power Treads queued up here, and again, the idea of the no boots Weaver has been a thing lately, so curious to see him going to full-on Power Treads early on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one or the other. Brown boots don't benefit Weaver very much, but Tier 2 boots are not necessarily bad stat investments, so it kind of goes either way. If he thinks he does need the minor mobility, which he probably does against Night Stalker, just because of Night Stalker's night movement speed being able to basically keep up with Shikuchi. So it's a nice way to keep the movement gap a little bit there.
So we fit our first Nightfall. Night Stalker's at the mid, base now. I'm going to say, where's he going to go with this TP?
I would be surprised to see too much come out in first night. He does have level 4 up, though. It's not like a support Night Stalker where he's level 2 or 3 at this point. So maybe we can see some pressure if they want to rotate the Ogre up maybe and look for the Disruptor kill, especially. But the first night, I don't think it's necessarily going to be too action-packed on the back of the Night Stalker. He is running in towards mid, though.
Yeah, wants to try to make some kind of use of this, but doesn't look like he's going to get that. Obviously, if you're Cerberus here, in fact, probably even more reason why Ember Spirit is in the jungle. Night Stalker's missing. It's nighttime.
He can't even finish this camp, though. Like, Ember got the little satyr and then had to run all the way home after spending another 10 seconds on that camp.
Ouch.
That was bizarre.
That is, because he has a level 3 Flame Guard with a Poor Man Shield. I feel like he should be able to do that.
Well, he was low already. He was trying to just get a little bit of farm with the last of his mana and then go back. But, yeah, odd choice of skill usage there with how he took the camp. Kind of just wasted a lot of time.
Clearly a dangerous time for him, but now Night Stalker back to the top lane, so they have that information, but Noya's up here, and I don't think they have that information just yet, unless he was maybe spotted just off to the side, but yeah, he's being pinged out here.
The ward finally did end up seeing him, so. Huh.
Slaughter rotating over middle lane, Baby Knight trying to finish off Ember. Ember running back into him, going for the turn kill, and oh, Baby Knight with the Fairy Fire, that's the Magic Wand, excuse me. Anyway, stays alive for just long enough to get the kill before he falls shortly after. So at least well played by TA2000. Took him with him.
Yeah, he needed that counter kill at this point. He's so far behind on the Ember. But it's not going to really fix his laning problem. There used to be this old thing, right? And the only vestige of it really left is Ogre throwing Ignites in mid and like Wisps mid. But we used to have dual lane mids all the time. Most notably, it would be like Lich plus PA or Lich plus Spectre or something along those lines. And it would literally be a full dual lane mid just to protect your mid and get him that extra farm and push their mid laner out. And it really does feel that way. The Ogre stood that mid for so long at the start of this game, securing the Sniper's first few levels. And we're kind of seeing it echo through here a lot.
Yeah, very, very popular for running as that mid support hero, and reason why he's top tier still. And they're going to find Nick's assassin right here. Spiked Carapace stun already coming out. He has an Impel still. He's trying to find the position to use it, but they're doing a good job of being on either side and not giving him the opportunity. So run him down and easy kill set up. Good rotation from the Troll Warlord. Porting in there. Gets the kill. And heads back to the bottom lane. Actually, that was Sniper even getting credit for the kill. He came into the last second. And now TA2000 again in trouble. He does have his Fire Remnants now. He wants to go aggressive. Not going to happen, though. Assassinate ready to go for Baby Knight. So this is going to be interesting. Arrow's the one that's getting below. Noya may fall as well. They get the kill on Asadar. And actually, Ogre will survive. That's just his beefiness. He has a double gauntlets of strength, so that's enough to keep him alive there.
Yeah, they need to start moving this Weaver. Weaver hit level 7. This is Weaver's like first big power spike. You have Max Shikuchi, which is a surprising amount of damage, and the extra mobility from it. This is when you should be trying to TP to a lane, kill off a support or two, maybe even the Sniper mid if they want to rotate Slaughter in again. And then you just port Weaver in, you get that extra little burst from Shikuchi, and you try to secure it. But I do not want him to sit and farm when they're down like this.
Well, Troll Warlord's happy with just sitting farming at the bottom lane. As that Vlad's just about finished now. He's that Morbid Mask, he'll be good to go. As the Shrine going to be popped as a team here from Cerberus.
is under
And
attack.
may try to make a play on Troll Warlord, doesn't mention this. He's definitely getting a little scary in this game. Switch over to the net worth chart. He's up there with the sniper. They do spot Arrow rotating over, so Troll knows that Slaughter's nearby. And I guess he's not feeling too scared. It doesn't look like he needs to be, but yeah, going back to Weaver, he's still at the top lane. He's almost level 8. So he does eventually finish the power treads. And now he has that Dragonlance queued up, so he's going to have a lot of bulkiness early on. He didn't even choose to go a Ring of Health here, as well towards the eventual Lincolns.
He almost has to. This is what I told you. If this got to a 1v1 scenario between Night Stalker and Weaver, it was going to be really difficult for the Weaver. He's just getting queued out every single time that Night Stalker has it on cooldown and is in range, and the pressure is way too much without that Ring of Health.
What is it, nighttime again? Still a minute and a half till the next nightfall, so. But he does have darkness, and, well, there we go, right on cue. Silence comes out. Noya's running in. The glimpse back is not going to be that. Well, maybe. Ogre Magi. There's the time lapse, so it buys enough time so far. Hayes, though, he's still on the run. Noya wants to still run him down, has that haste rune activated. Cannot find him, however, and now Noya needs to fall back. Haste rune wearing off right there at an awkward time. Pops the Bloodlust. On the run. Disruptor, though, will land the kinetic field, trapping him in, but, man, he is just so tanky. That Urn doing plenty, but not going to be enough in the end to keep him alive. He will go down as the crush lands. So it got scary there for a bit for Cerberus, but they do turn kill. Meanwhile, middle lane, though, Nyx gets killed. Assassinate, and boom! Oh, he does not disjoint, but it doesn't matter. Just enough mitigation.
Pro tip for people, it's extremely, extremely hard to disjoint if you're trying to disjoint away from something. If you're going for that quick disjoint, try to go into it.
Oh, and Disruptor, meanwhile, is found now by the Night Stalker. Nightfall in another 30 seconds right here. So no darkness, but that could be the saving grace for Ember Spirit. He's going to run away. Arrow, near the cock of the gun. And, oh, not enough damage. The Urn will finish the job.
So C9 has 2 Urns. There's one on Night Stalker and one on Ogre. While I don't think this is inherently flawed, if they're looking to group up early, they're going to get less value out of that. Urn's not a super cheap item, especially for a support to pick up, but not sure if it was miscommunication or, like, a lot of times, even in these kind of games, someone will start buying the Urn and then their other teammate will have 875 and just buy it. They're like, wait, I was going Urn.
Well, I got 2, so it's making use of it right there.
Yeah,
definitely. To help secure that kill. But that was a large chunk of momentum. I mean, the top lane was nice, the fact that Weaver lived and they got a turn kill up here, but it was just the Ogre Magi, and then meanwhile, everything lost there in the middle lane, so momentum definitely continuing for C9 as they jump over a 4,000 net worth lead, about a 3,000 experience lead, and keep going back to the Troll Warlord here. He now has his Yasha in the works, well onto the Sage and Yasha with the Vlad's early finish, and he's going to group up with the top lane here. It is dark, a.k.a. night here, so Night Stalker.
It's dark.
It's dark time. Watch out. You can't see anything. They have a sentry down. Yeah, they're going to be able to lift. And that should be a kill. Yeah, I don't see him getting out of this. The silence making it so he can't time lapse.
Yeah, and they may just dive this Disruptor. The Night Stalker is super tanky right now, has phase boots up.
And Rise stole Sakuchi. That's a great tool for him.
He's also almost guaranteed to get it. It's borderline impossible to protect that spell as Weaver, so gonna be an option for him anytime he wants it.
And then catch the tail end of that. Middle lane, TA2000 running into an issue there. Ends up getting caught by the sniper and the Ogre Magi yet again. Feel like we've said that before. Bottom lane, Night Stalker. He's trying to chase them down. He got locked down right there, so that will prevent him from chasing, but he'll just farm it up instead.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about in the very beginning. It hinges so much on the mid matchup. Sniper got ahead, and they're using that to push so much of an advantage.
Maybe not. This could be another big kill for them, though. They collapse, Impale. There we go. Rise porting in, but didn't even have mana, so not sure what the game plan was there.
Put the fear of God into them.
Yeah, make them run away.
Rubik is porting.
Yeah, not enough. So they get the kill on the sniper.
Cast a curse. Say how well it's going because of sniper. Sniper dies.
Classic. Troll Warlord's doing great. How about him now? Come on, he's deep in your jungle. Make him pay. There we go. They might find him. Nice, too fast. Oh, man, never mind. Glimpse back. Oh, boy. Did I do it? I think I did. I'm sorry. I take it back. Well, made the game more interesting, that's for sure. Even pops battle transfer, hopes to take somebody with him. That's not going to happen. All 5 alive. Oh, I hear the assassinate now.
So, yeah, he does fall there. A little bit of bad positioning. He was really deep.
The shuttle
They should notice that that haste rune just went away.
Well, they were chasing down the slaughter right there, but I think they did, and gonna try to chase after him his rise with his own Shikuchi, but can't catch up. Yeah, they get a nice counter ward in the process. So at least
yeah, lucky counter wards feel good. You threw down the sentry to find the Weaver, and instead you get a free 100 gold.
That value. Hestajo Ra, and he's building a Hand of Midas. This is kind of the item of the patch lately, I feel like.
Yeah, and on Night Stalkers, I do understand it. You don't want to spend your time farming, so the only way you're going to have progression are kills and Midas. So I don't mind it at all on Night Stalker. This is one of the few that I think it's actually justified on.
As a team, Cerberus roaming through the jungle.
And this is a good thing. If they can keep showing on the map and keeping them busy, Troll is soloing Roche. So even if you lose one here, it's not the end of the world.
Back to Night Stalker. Yep, they are going to find the one. Despite being nighttime, he can't get away, but back to Troll. And as you mentioned, he's doing the solo Roshan. He does have the battle trance if necessary, but Bloodlust actually wearing off right there, but still, he's going to do it in a timely fashion. And there's nothing that they're going to do to stop it. So going to get that Aegis. With this Aegis, is this a let's group up and push towers Aegis, or is this just a kind of protective tool?
I think they can, like, they already swept all 3 tier 1s. Ooh, Rise almost got the courier there with Shikuchi down bottom. But it's difficult to push into tier 2s this early with an Aegis even, just because you kind of lack the items you want. You don't really have anything up on anyone except the Troll. Yeah, you have Maelstrom on Sniper, but he's still vulnerable. Rise is going to drop here, I think.
Oh, dodge the impel. Again, he has a Shikuchi.
The last one, though, he's on a minute.
Yeah, magic wand, stick, anything. Use it. Go, Shikuchi! No. Yeah, it wasn't to be.
Yeah, Corrosive Haze now online for Slaughter, so wasn't any getting out of that one, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, they could look to pressure tier 2s if they do it safely. You let just Sniper and Troll hit it. You don't bring 5 heroes up to it. But I think you probably want the Midas on Night Stalker. You want to keep farming on everyone. Troll or Sniper now picked up the Dragon Lance, though, so it is a lot harder to go on. That was actually a very major item for him, because now it's going to take more than likely 3 heroes to kill him on Cerberus' side.
And he's got a BKB queued up as well, so especially once he gets that, it's going to be extra difficult. They got a lot of physical damage, but the lockdown will be mitigated, of course, once he gets that BKB. So yeah, going to be a great tool. Sage and Yasha finished on Troll Warlord, so one of the few heroes, speaking of that we see this item on still.
Yeah, and Veil is done now on Ember, so the potential to fight is there for Cerberus. But they have to rotate fast if they want to hold buildings. There's Battle Trance, there's Sniper. Speaking of, 3 people, dead Sniper.
How about that? You did the math, so did they. 3 people, and they get the kill. Bloodlust applied, though, top lane. Battle Trance is still ready. Without Sniper.
They're going to be taking this fight man down, and without Shrapnel, they don't do a lot of damage.
Darkness, it's going to fall right here. They want to catch the Nyx. They're going to catch the Nyx. Troll by himself, though. You got to be careful about this. They are going to get the kill on Nyx, it looks like, but now back up to Troll. Yeah, he's dealing with 3 heroes himself. He gets the 1 kill. So I guess he takes somebody with him. He still has Battle Trance, actually. Not even used right there. He even got glimpsed back, only the safety.
It's just back up already. They used it to hit the tower. They got that tier 2.
Okay, maybe
it's only a 30-second cooldown.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, they catch TA2000. He tried to TP out, and he gets caught. And he's dead.
So you're seeing the benefits of the Troll build right here. When he's in melee form, he's 550 movement speed with Bloodlust. He's actually like over the old movement speed cap.
Is that allowed?
It's insane. Yeah, I think you got up to 550 now.
Too many movement skills in the game. Oh god, that damage. See ya,
this is like Cerberus did a good job trying to get back in the game. They found some pickoffs. They slowed the tempo a little bit. They've killed off Baby Knight a couple times, which are huge. But every time they're doing that, they're losing another objective, or they're losing someone on the other side of the map. And the Troll is going totally unfettered. This guy is just insanely big right now.
2,400 gold saved up on Ace right here. They see Disruptor, but can't really catch him, so he'll be fine. But last tier 2 tower at the bottom lane, Baby Net already clearing out the creep wave. Pushing it out even. And looking to get all the way to that tier 2 as middle lane. Nyx Assassins here. Gonna maybe jump Rise. Has support coming with Ember Spirit. Oh, but he got turned. Stunned right there with the impel. That was well played by Rice. He's going to end up dying, but valiant effort to stay alive.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what I
tier
mean
2.
with the benefit of the Rubik spells being instant cast. He was able to get the impale off faster than Nyx was because there's not a huge windup to the impale.
I'm going to write that down in my notes here. Things that I've learned over time. Just a lot of funky mechanics and just stuff that you just don't realize initially, so.
Yeah, and to be honest, one of the most obvious abilities and telegraphed abilities is Slardar Crush. If he steals that and then Blink crushes, it is an instant initiation. You cannot dodge it with like blinks or anything else, just because it comes out way too quickly.
No channel up. There we go. Got it.
So Ember was going bots. He had it in his quick buy. Currently, there is a Blink Dagger there, so deciding, hey, maybe bots aren't the best idea when we're getting pushed in like crazy. Blink Dagger lets us fight a little better.
Yeah, went that bill, though.
I'm glad the Troll won a Blink, too. I saw the BKB in the quick buy. This Blink is a tool that I think they do need to close the gap a little bit. Because right now they're lacking ways to get in on people.
And actually, looking at Troll Whirler too, he kind of got a little bit of a side buff there with the buff to Sage and Yasha. Again, really one of the only heroes that uses a side M, is that we see on the scene, and it got a slight buff there. So, oh, they are going to catch Rise, but everyone jumping out. Now Troll Whirler going to be going in the background. Actually, he bashes down the face of Disruptor. Weaver's taking a lot of damage. So is Ember Spirit. He's silenced up the whole time. It is Darkness, baby, and a double kill coming out for Ace right there over near the Roshan pit. Arrow just simply trying to live, and so is Weaver, but if he gets a bash, trying to chase him down. Hayes.
He got 2 autos off under that sentry. There was a chance, but it is a very low bash chance. Like when we saw Troll perma-bashing people in the last game he was in, you gotta realize that's only a 10% bash chance. He just attacks that fast that he's keeping you pretty much perma-bash.
Yeah, with Bloodlust, Battle Trance, I mean, might as well be. Feel like every second they're going to be getting stunned right there. So that's a tier 3 tower, and there's the Battle Trance, and that melee racks, it's going to evaporate. Well, maybe not, actually. I think that was a glimpse back right there. He actually blink daggered away, even. But Ace is trying to be safe about this. Doesn't want to overcommit. Doesn't have an Aegis or anything like that. Everyone is up. Ember Spirit in the background, jumping on to Sniper, but at what cost? The silence comes out immediately. That silence clearly causing issues. Static Storm in the background. Ace, though, he's in those front lines, and they do take out Ember Spirit. Weaver pops a time lapse, all into be multicaster right there with the Fire Blast stun, and the lockdown is real. Double kill coming out for Baby Knight, so they had the right idea in mind of jumping the Sniper, but the silence is really hindering this Ember Spirit especially.
Yeah, the Night Sucker pick's paying off huge, and I cannot oversell Ace enough here. The way he is playing this game is a way that not enough teams do. They know he's big. They know they have the protection for the Sniper, so as soon as the initiation commits on Sniper, Ace is just like, I'm going to blink to your backlines and you're not going to deal with me. And they don't have any way to kill him. Once the Ember is already in, there's zero way to handle this Troll.
You have no ways to stop him. You definitely don't have ways to stop him now. BKB coming. Who's the other BKB? That would be Baby Knight, of course. So both cores are getting the BKB here. Delivered at the same time. Kill the courier quickly.
Yeah.
Expensive courier.
7,800 gold on it.
Not going to happen. So Ace picks up his. There's Baby Knight getting his. And it's just it's a Mount Everest style of going uphill here for Cerberus. I don't think they're going to be having too much luck with this one as Ace is hunting for another kill. Might as well kill the Shrine. Yeah, I was going to say it's right here anyways.
Yeah, they're probably fine just waiting until Roche at this point too. All the T2s are gone. The mid-racks is already gone, both Shrines. But Roche will be up for the next few minutes. It's just a nice way to make sure Ace's dives never go unpunished.
Oh, Nick's scouting out the double damage Troll porting in. That's going to be the cue for Arrow to immediately get out. Your bounty rune was just stolen, bro.
Night Sucker. Yeah, wonderful. Eggs coming up on Night Sucker, and at the same exact time, Rubik had 900 gold bank, so the gem's on the courier as well. So total vision control going to fly in one courier here. Okay, reuse your courier. Yep, get the gem back.
There we go.
All right.
Got it now. As the Nyx assassin, Noya finds him. Now here comes the Shikuchi. Rubik is kind of nearby. Not the most support here, though, so Ogre Magi very likely going to pick up to the Hand of Midas used even by Nyx. But Rubik is going to go for a play here. He has some coming in.
Really should. Not quite yet. You don't have Ace. You don't have Baby Knight here yet.
It's darkness. There's the lift, the open, the assassinate queued up. Oh, nice spiked carapace though. Got that damage. Looking to turn kill on a Rubik now. They will get the turn kill, but the void happens, and Night Stalker, there's the finish. On to the Nyx. BKB's popped, and all of a sudden you're just in scramble mode. Ace, he's going to get a couple bash procs in the background on his TA2000, but he will live. So he's able to get his remnants off right there. Weaver, the offensive Vern. Boom shakalaka. There we go.
Well, you've got the gem up on Night Stalker now, so good disjoint from Slaughter there to save his Weaver. Will probably give his life. Yeah. But the Weaver was 100% dead if that didn't happen. Night Stalker was way too fast.
This Troll Warlord, it's I've definitely seen we have been seeing this hero a lot more, and it's kind of been iffy at times, but definitely going back to what you're saying here as Ace Planet, it has been very impressive this game. 8-1 and 8 overall, and just the movement of the way he's playing it is fun to watch, really. So
yeah, we don't see enough aggressive blinks in team fights anymore. Everyone's so scared. They want to play defensively. They want to hold their line and like take the fight with whoever comes to them. It's really, really refreshing to see someone say, "Nope, screw it. I'm gonna go two-shot the disruptor, and then I'll just sit on whoever's in the back."
And yeah, Hester Joe Run, he's been an impressive Night Stalker. Like the science, it's been an absolute powerful tool for the Ember Spirit once again. Every time that goes up, it feels like he's dead in that duration. It lasts like 8 seconds, I think. Yeah, 8 seconds in nighttime. That's just so absurd.
Yeah, and even the 3 in day, if they get a stun to counter, like follow it up, is enough to drop the Weaver.
Oh, he missed the stun, and that's the death of Slaughter now. In the background, the Static Storm goes down, but Ace is like, I don't care. I'm still going to get off my auto attacks right here. He just picks up a casual couple of kills. GG, well played. That'll do it. So Cerberus, they tried. Coming up short, though. C9, clearly the, again, both drafts pretty strong, and overall nothing too radical here, but Cloud9 just the better execution.
Better execution and definitely the better pressure in the mid lane. The Ogre with the Orb of Venom could not be matched. Slaughter tried. He did his best. He sat there a lot. He dropped a few stuns,